or provide liquidity, and I'm thinking I ain't got what you're talking about, because I just don't understand how you provide liquidity without so much risk, I guess. I think it's the risk that's worrying me, and I guess that with Pulsex it makes it easier.
I mean, it depends on, like I said, the assets. As long as you care about both of those assets, you don't mind having one or more of one or the other. Do you know what I'm saying? Then it's not so bad. But if you're just going to take some random coin and provide liquidity for it with your Pulsex or your Pulse, well, that's not advisable at all. Or you'll end up with a giant bag of shit coins and no Pulse or Pulsex. You know what I mean?
You just like put it into perspective in like one sentence. Oh my god, that makes so much more sense.
Yeah. So like if you just did Pulse and Pulse X as a pair, because you don't mind, you like both of those, you're good, man. And you're collecting fees. That's the key is
Yeah,
you're collecting fees in
yeah,
between them. As long as you don't
exactly.
care about, one bag starts getting bigger than the other. You know what I mean?
Maybe I'm being dumb here, but why would someone provide liquidity with a pair with USDC if that? Because wouldn't that be their USDC? And wouldn't someone then just come in and dump their bags and take the guy who provided liquidity their USDC? Is that right? Or
Well, usually if you're going to provide liquidity with USDC as a pair, you're basically dollar cost averaging in and out, and you're setting where you want your thickness to be. So like let's just say you predict that the price is going to go down, you can set the liquidity so that does that make sense to you? Like it's kind of like dollar cost averaging basically.
so you're saying that if I provide liquidity, if I create a liquidity pool, I can set the price at whatever I want. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, like if you're the biggest, I mean, there's going to be other people putting in liquidity, the same pairing probably too. So you got to kind of look at what that is and where the price is at and what you think the price is going to move between.
Holy
Yeah.
shit. Holy shit. So in a way you're kind of saying, well, not you're saying, I'm just saying with what you're saying, if I provide liquidity for, let's say, Hex, and I've got, let's say, a million Hex, and I've got $1 million worth of USDC, I can then create a pair. Is that what you're saying? And I can set the price of what I think it's worth.
Um, okay. So if you have equal amounts, you could do a V2 pair at every range on V2, or you could set your range on Uniswap V3 to wherever you want your range to be, and then the ratio of what you're putting in USDC to Hex is going to account for that, like where you're setting your range at. So like if you set your range like higher, it's going to be a higher amount of the, one or the other. Does that make sense? It's hard to explain without like pictures and shit. And plus,
Yeah,
I'm
I get
not
what
an
you're saying.
expert in it either, but like
I, I
it's
get
pretty
what you're
simple.
saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I kind of hear it. Yeah, okay. But again, so what if one day you decide, okay, I'm doing this pair, and everyone's buying it, selling it, whatever, and then you decide one day to pull out $1 million. I'm not saying like there's $1 million in there. I'm just saying you want $1 million. So if you pull that, is that like a rug pull? It's a hex. Is that
That's
right?
exactly what a rug pull is. A rug pull is
Oh,
when the
shit.
liquidity gets pulled,
So what's the
and like
benefit
on
of
these
doing
smaller
this then?
projects.
Why would you do this if you're taking the money out, what's the benefit of a person doing a liquidity pool? Why would that benefit them?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, so you're saying that, so if I do a liquidity pool with Hex and USDC, for example, on Pulse Chain, it just launched, whatever, and then price spikes up, and I think, oh, me, the guy who created the pool, can take out $1 million. Well, if I do that, wouldn't that affect the price?
Well, yeah, well, first of all, USDC probably isn't going to be a thing on Pulse Chain. That's off the bat for sure.
Oh,
Maybe even ever, who knows with that.
what
But
would,
like
what would it be as the main rather than USD? What's the stable coin? Would you say?
the only one we know for sure that's going to be launching at some point, not even right away, but maybe a couple months after Pulse Chain launches would be USDL, Liquid Loans Stable.
Ah, that makes sense. Right, that makes sense.
There's two other ones that I know are trying to come out with something.
Yeah, liquid loans, I think, is the dominant. That makes complete sense. Now you've said that, it makes complete sense.
But like, if you're gonna pull $1 million out, it's already your $1 million. So, it depends on who else is in that same pool, whether it would be detrimental or not. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to understand the benefit of why you would want to create a liquidity pool. Like, what is the so if you're just you as a guy and you create a liquidity pool, what's the benefit to you as a person to do that?
Every time somebody swap with those liquidity pairs, you earn fees. And, if you're a large part of that liquidity pool, you can make some pretty decent money on fees.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. It's like passive income basically.
Yeah, so you're basically getting the fees. You're like a not a miner per se, but you are earning those fees.
You're a market maker.
Yeah, at one point when my hedron bag was bigger, because Gunther fucked my ass, but when it was bigger, I started the Ethereum Hedron pool on Uniswap because I wanted to make, well, Hedron Ethereum, I'm saying it backwards, but I wanted to make sure that there would be a Hedron Pulse pool in the correct order. I didn't want it backwards like hexhedron. I wanted it Hedron Ethereum, right? Or Hedron Pulse. So I started that up and I was actually doing pretty good. When you're actually watching the shit and setting up the liquidity ranges tight, you can make really good money. Now, I'm way lazier than I was with it, so now I just got like a way bigger range and I don't even watch the shit at all. You know what I mean? Like I return once a week to collect a little bit of fees and that's it. So like you get the sky's the limit. Like you can set it up however you want to and put in as much work as you want to. You know what I mean?
Holy shit, bro! Wow, that's wow.
And like
That,
it
yeah,
really depends on how much you want to babysit it. If you want to set up real tight ranges, well then you get a job because you got to watch it. And the more volatile it is, it's
wow.
you can screw yourself basically. You can move out of your ranges and then you're not making anything, and it
Yeah,
costs
that's why.
fees. It
Yeah,
costs
that's
you
why.
fees to move them, to set up a new liquidity pool with a different range.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. You see, that's where I think, moment one, I'd get wrecked. Like in the same way when I first ever joined crypto, you do dumb shit, you put dumb shit into dumb things, and you lose dumb money, and you throw good money after bad, and you learn. And I just think when it comes to liquidity and providing liquidity to create a liquidity pool, that's when shit becomes real, like real. And you can't. Maybe you can. I don't know. I'm just speaking from my past experience playing with coins, but I can imagine if you fuck around with liquidity and do that wrong, you could get wrecked like so much. If I'm fair to say.
Yeah, I mean it really depends on your coins that you choose, really. If you don't care that you end up with 100% of one coin and 0% of the other coin, then you're good, really. It really doesn't matter. You're not really going to wreck yourself. Now, if you care about that and you don't want or other of the coins, then yeah, you could get wrecked for sure.
Right, yeah, no, you did say that. You said that. I'm sorry. I just don't understand why, Christ, man, the risk of providing liquidity with USDC is just insane. I don't understand. With what you're saying, I don't get why anyone would do that now. That's incredible.
If you think about it, that's why all these exchanges are getting wrecked, is because that's what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh my God, that is holy shit. Wow, that's so true. 2 days ago, I tried to exchange. I think it was, I forgot now. Maybe it was like, oh, fucking no, Solana, Avalanche, whatever, into BUSD as a convert on the exchange. And it was like stuck there for 2 days as a convert, not even like a swap or whatever, in a sense, but on exchange, it was there for like 2 days. It's incredible.
My XRP got stuck on uphold for 66 days. I didn't read the fine print. They hold that shit
Holy
for
shit.
66 fucking days. Fucking
Holy shit.
retarded. I mean, it all worked out because I was able to use that for the Pulsex sacrifice. So it's all
Yeah,
good, but like
yeah.
it was
Lucky
like a
you.
savings account for a really long time. It felt like forever.
I missed the sacrifice. I missed it completely.
I'm not gonna lie, like I sacked a lot for both of them, and like I'm still debating of if I should get. I've seen a couple of posts, like one by Steph and one by the Coast guy, offering either the same amount that you sack for, or the Coast guy said he'll go over the top of what Steph offers. And I'm tempted, man. I'm super tempted because, like, look at all this opportunity I feel like I'm missing out on with Hedron and Icosa and these auctions coming. Like, I could fucking probably make a killing if I got all that money back right now, but like, it it's too risky for me. I think it's
Yeah,
a
I can
dumb
tell.
move because
Yeah, the I forget who made the variable or the video, but somebody, maybe I should repost it. Somebody did a good analysis on all the tokens that launched, that ICO'd, and basically pretty much all of them 10x and 50x at launch. So I wouldn't take, that might actually be what Steph is basing his investing off of.
I mean, I think the thing from my point of view is this. I think for anyone who sacrificed and fair play. I mean, fuck me, you guys, anyone who did went all in, and you just absolutely went fucking ham in all of it. And I think the issue now is because it's not met expectation. Not that anyone's done anything wrong, but it's not met expectation. And now we're in a period where it's fucked, bro. Everything's down. Everything's down, bro. Everyone's scared. Like everyone's panicking. So if Pulse Chain was to launch now, I'm just not so sure it would bull run the way people think. I think there'll be a lot more dumping moment one, and then you'll see the hike because people have waited for so long, and why shouldn't they just dump? They want the cash, bro. They've got plans that are beyond Pulse Chain right now. They just need Pulse Chain to launch to take that money back out. That's my perspective. I could be completely wrong.
I feel like you're probably right. There's probably quite a few people that will dump, but I really do feel like there's some whales or sharks out there that will gobble that shit up when it's low. You know what I mean? So like it could go either way, honestly. What's up, Nomad?
You gotta remember that even though there's probably, like, let's say 80% of the people want to sell that got into the Pulse launch. Like, that's pretty high though, but there are a lot more people found out about Pulse after the sacrifice phase ended than actually got in. So
Yeah, there's
Got in
good
when? You
point.
mean after the sacrifice, or you mean the buying it?
people that miss the sacrifice, there's a lot more people that miss the sacrifice phase that want to get in than there are people that got in the sacrifice phase and are angry and are gonna sell.
Yeah, I'm not so sure, bro. I think the people that haven't got in are now looking at the guys who sacrificed, and they're not kind of saying like, no, 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 no. They're not doing that. They're kind of going, look, bro, it's a long wait, and the guys who didn't get in the sacrifice are kind of going, let's see how this plays out. You know?
The way it's gonna play out is it's gonna launch probably at 10x what the sacrifice dollar cost was, like most ICOs do, and then people immediately change their mind. They'll be like, well, I guess it worked out.
Yeah, it's really
Oh,
whatever the liquidity providers set the price at, you know. Whoever
yeah, but
sets that fucking price first. And just think of the FOMO people are gonna feel if they see it at
yeah.
10x what the stack part price is, and then they're like, "Oh shit, I better get some now, or it's gonna run away from me." So
But it can go the other way, and you can get guys who go, "Oh shit, I just made 10x, I'll sell," and then they sell it and go, "Oh fuck, it just did 50x. Oh my god, what a dick." It can go either way, bro. It's crazy.
yeah, yeah, it can. And it could dump, like, I mean, a lot of them dump early on and then they come right back way above, so
Yeah, I completely agree. If you look at any kind of launch, I mean, again, I'm not an expert, but if you look at any kind of launch, when it launches, it dumps. It just dumps every time. It goes down. Like any launch on Binance goes down, it dumps. because everyone shorts it moment one. The minute it goes on exchange, they just short it, And I think with Pulsechain, I just think because it has been so long, and I don't feel the pain that other people feel, and I wish I do feel the pain. I want to be a part of that. I just, for some weird way, want to be a part of it. But I won't be the guy on moment one when you guys get your airdrop and you're on chain and you're just there. That won't be me. So I kind of think like, let's see what happens. Like I get to sit back. I get to see my hex get copied over to Pulse Chain. All my stakes get copied over to Pulse Chain. My hedron, my icosa, all of it, and get to go. Okay, what happens next? And just sit back and wait for a few weeks, not too long. I have to dive in at some point. I've been told it sounds like I'm hating on Pulse Chain, but I'm really not. Just so you know, I'm just saying it just might dump from moment one. That's all.
Oh no, don't worry about it, bro. I know where you're coming from for sure. I just had to
Yeah, I'm not,
pee.
I'm not creating FUD. I'm just saying, after 2 years, it's a long time to wait when you sacrifice, and there's no expectation of profit. I get that, but we all know,